Barnum sold 20 million tickets to the museum. After being received by the Press, Abraham Lincoln, Barnum Tomb enjoyed the tribunal tour aboard, during which later had gave commands to performance by Queen Victoria. That was General Tomb, small little person. Eager to change the image of the most human curiosities, the artist's attractions, Bond risked his entire fortune by Jimmy Linnet, a Swedish soprano who he had never seen or heard, who was almost unknown in the United States. Dublin led the Swedish Nightingale, mounted the most massive publicity campaign it ever attempted. In the open night, before a captivity audience of 2,000, her 9 month of concert across the United States. Uh, at the peak of the career, P.T. Barnum's appearance was nearly the familiar publicity of the exhibits promoted an impressive figure. What am I reading? At the peak of his career, P.T. Barnum's own appearances were nearly as familiar to the public of exhibits he promoted. And an impressive figure, 6'2" tall, with a blue-eyed nose and pot belly. He called himself the Prince of Hunbergs. He dealt in 3-story Oriental mansions. I don't know what the hell I'm reading right here. Connecticut, where he had played such notable as Mark Twain. Blah blah blah. This is the actor. I don't know who am I reading about. Yeah. His advocates was policies written in 2 terms in the Connecticut state legislature. I'm not care about that. Yeah, you need to know so much that he had other oddities in there too. People with special needs, people who had deformities and whatnot. Some were nonsense, some were exploitative. I mean, it's a given, but this is like 1800s. No one's going to demand rights or something like that. But some did actually have normal lives, as much as normal lives you can live in there. But there's some other foul stuff he did. Well, I'm trying to think. I don't want to type in freak shows, but they're not going to give me much if I don't. So, let's see. Yeah, infamous human freak show. 10 most infamous, blah blah. See, none of this is gonna be in the movie because this in the movie it's not gonna be that. It'll be hard to handle. There's no way you can basically, Okay, General Tom Tom, history of smallest thumb. I want to go back to that first one. Janet's health. They had nothing on her or him. Another Tom Thumb. Warner sisters. Warner sisters after General's Tom. What? Give me a second. It's being difficult. Let's see. P.T. Barnum Circus. I'm gonna do this instead because there's other ones on here too, and I want to get a list of them. I don't think the Elephant Man was part of P.T. Barnum's circus. He was just an educated man. I still remember the movie, but I don't think he was part of it. And I don't know. I can't remember who played the Elephant Man. That's not important. Lost my train of thought. Maybe just need to load. you know, basically, to get down to it, these movies were made just to, they take the ideas and they make them they're able to be watched. But there's no way you can do an honest portrayal of P.T. Barnum. I mean, you can do it, but no one want to watch him because no one wants to be depressed. I mean, no one's going to hear about how he took advantage of a lot of, of deformities or whatever. Let's see. Okay, Isaac Baby Sponge, the human skeleton, started out like any other normal boy. Was born in Eastern Brunswick, Massachusetts. Was one. Chang Yi, a Chinese giant. Chang Yi was over 8 feet tall, which doesn't even mean anything. Weighed about 346 pounds. Damn, that is good. It don't mean anything either because 8 feet. I mean, Shaq is 7 foot, something like that. I think Yao Ming is like closer to 7 foot. What doesn't mean anything, but then I was kind of like the same thing. Josephine, I'm not going to pronounce her, be delayed. Josephine was born in Switzerland in 1827 and had suffered from a condition known as hyperclis, not something, I guess, the hormones, whatever it calls you, have a beard. Wyoming of Bruno was continued to be born on Dwarves to be freak show, but with a twist on it. Let's see. I'm trying to get the top 10, and you will not let me see top 10. Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to let it load for a minute. We're probably going to hear in the background me playing the movie. I'm going to turn it down. The animated movie, not animated, the movie Greatest Showman on Earth is actually on FX right now. Of course, like 1 o'clock in the morning, so I thought they wanted to be up in the morning trying to watch this movie. You can get it off. You can probably get it on Amazon Prime or Netflix or something. But I'm seeing. Let's see. No, it's not available. Let me try this. Okay. List of. Let's see. The most incredible, famous oddities. I'm gonna do that instead. Okay. P.T. Barnum's most famous oddities was a wolf man. Let me see. Okay, four-legged woman. Midro. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing people's names horribly. I'm not gonna try to pretend I can pronounce them. Mm. Okay, four-legged woman. Sideshow. At 13 years old, she was born with the pigmentus, a medical condition which results in Myrtle being born with two pelvises, four legs. She performed until she was 19 years old, at which she pointed out other sideshow members tried to falsify her condition. None of the attempts at the false four-legged women were as popular as herself, Mitchell, whatever. I don't. Okay. So, all right. I guess they finished on that one. Mm, it's gotta be more than this one. Four-legged woman. I don't like. I don't want to just show me that one. PT outrageous cruelly. Okay, this is the part that I want to get to. And this is the part where when I'm talking about things that are despicable. If it comes up, um, and it's stuff they won't talk about in the P.T. Barnum Circus movie because it's supposed to be a uplifting movie, and if it was shown in its real form and depiction of who he was, probably wouldn't like him. Why does the new Greatest Showman or I'm not read all that screw that. I'm not reading that. It's given. P.T. Barnum was described as one of the man who invented the show business. Once was fulfilled, near inventing himself a campaign political, but nearly exposed and mentally, physically disabled, deformed people. You can look at it when you look at it, but a lot of it was sketchy. Okay, right. I don't care about that. Right. He had done laying up foundation for the business of showman, however, promoted publicist was open to the 20th century. He invented the big circus entertainment. The traveling launched the first Superstars tour, the singing, and Jerry Lynn, the Swedish singer, and all blah blah. But you know, think about it. He also did some things that were highly despicable. He took advantage of people's deformities. He did racist things. I think he had slaves or Africans or something in cages. And here it is. His act involved sitting in the cage. Blah blah. Wait, where was that? Perhaps the most upsetting as an African American boy, William Henry Johnson, who suffered from micro was Bailey, which meant that he had a tiny slope head. And his act involved sitting in a cage, depressed in a furry suit, shrinking, rattling bars, and pretending to be a wild. Okay, yeah, African boy, monkey, whatever you want to call it. See, those things right there are not going to be talked about in the Greatest Showman on Earth, because they're going to overlook those things, and they're going to take things about him being a showman and him being this great person who showcased their circus and made the circus being this big extravaganza, but they overlook the fact that some of these deformities, oddities, even though he probably wouldn't have had any jobs outside this, he's still taking advantage of them. It's not pretending like he's not. But, there's some things that are just, disgusting. And putting a young black kid in a monkey costume and making him out to be an ape, he's probably done worse things than that. There's things in the movie they would never talk about. And that's things about, they sugarcoat these movies to make them more exciting than what they are. I never watched The Green Book. I should watch at least one time. And I don't get me wrong, I do like The Help. I thought it was a Help movie, but it's some of the things that just kind of bothered me. I don't know what it was. It's some of these kind of, and in these movies, and I'm not trying to get them off the hook, because they are very good at what they do. They know how to spin the narrative and make movies to be more exciting to watch. The problem is, it's not true. But you shouldn't go by a movie and basing on reality or history because you watch a movie, because a movie is mostly an adaptation of a book or a story or whatnot, and a lot of times they can't tell the story. They may not have the rights to the story. A lot of times the person who directed it or who produced it, it goes to a lot of channels, so they'll probably look at it like, yeah, we can't talk about that. I'm not gonna have a scene where a black kid is in a monkey costume. People lose their shit. That's a given. No one's gonna watch that. It's nonsense. No one's gonna. So far